fellow travelers, Mark here, and Jocelyn was just here because now some of you think she doesn't actually exist because, oddly enough, the comments lately have been a very interesting collection of interesting comments, but she'll be here, I promise. Anyway, fun times in the travel world, wouldn't you say, with flights getting canceled like crazy and all this stuff going on, and I'm actually checking to see if the House approved the bill to end the longest shutdown in U.S. history. All right. So that means you're probably wondering when are things going to get back to normal as opposed to the chaos we've been having the last week or so at the airports in the U.S. Well, Ed, the CEO of Delta this morning was on, I think, CNBC. I was watching him. And he said if it passes tonight, we should be back to normal Friday or Saturday. So tomorrow, still going to be a little bit like crazy kind of stuff, but by Friday or Saturday, things will be back to normal. So going into Thanksgiving, guess what? We should be totally fine. Things will be back to normal. So you'll just have your normal delays and lost luggage and headaches as opposed to extra ones out there. And speaking of not a headache, but a total awesome woman, Jocelyn is here. So she is real in case you were worried, because I know some people get worried that she's not real because commenters are strange, but we want to help there. Yeah. So we're here tonight to talk about travel, things coming up. We also know we're a little bit before the holiday stuff, but I think it's a good time to talk to some of the things so when you can prepare for your holiday travels, because I know with the shutdown, a lot of people were not really sure if they're going to be able to fly home. I know our son, Caleb, he's flying home for Thanksgiving. He was asking me, he's like, Dad, am I going to be able to go home? And now that this is thing, it'll be okay. So we're going to talk about a bunch of different things, but glad to be here with Miss Jocelyn. So
I got a couple I want to show already.
Oh, well then.
Chronically Amused says, hello from California. Question, Christmas markets in Germany, what are the best shoes? Waterproof? Yeah, yes. It's going to be wet. We usually take I wear boots, usually that are waterproof.
I wear my Helsinki 2s, which are they're leather shoes that are waterproof because
my boots are leather. They're just waterproof.
Sometimes you might get lucky and have snow, but most of the times I lived in Berlin for a number of years and it was mostly like wet rain. So best to have that because you'll be out and about for quite a bit. So be aware of that.
Oh, that wasn't what I meant to click on. It moved.
Hey, Eric B. Good to see you. Oh, Eric B. Sports Daily. So you got The Adventures of Eric B. That's his travel one. Him and Jocelyn did a Eats of New Orleans video. That's over on Waltersville Eats. But you can also see him on a sports thing on Eric B.'s Sports Daily. I don't know which one you want, Jocelyn.
Go up. I know you don't. But I know.
You can touch this screen.
I know. I can touch this screen. There.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Yowzer. Hi, everybody. Hi, Darian. I can tell Jocelyn is a tech whiz.
I'm the most analog person in my generation, and I hate it when it does that thing. Howdy from Texas, flying out to Tokyo on Thanksgiving Day for a 2-week trip. So we did that once. We spent Thanksgiving in Tokyo, and it was great. We had
sushi, the rotating sushi. Like we had like 20 or 30 plates.
1,000 plates. And the other one.
Okay, you don't actually have to click on that. You just have to click on anything in there and then click on it and it'll work.
See, he has to tell me these things all the time. Jamie Davis, as an air traffic controller, it will be nice to get paid again.
Amen.
Amen. And we thank you
for what you've done the last 42 days.
Yeah.
And all of your colleagues. So if you know any of them and you've seen them, tell them thank you for what they've done. We've appreciated what you guys have been doing and the ladies have been doing for the last 42 days, 45 days? Too long. Too many.
That's
so I am very glad to hear that. So back to work, I guess. Well, back to being paid for work versus I won't make any more jokes. I know a lot of people were suffering for that. So Jackson, thank you very much. Hey man, love your stuff. Greatly helped me plan my US trip as an Australian. Glad to help out. We got plenty of stuff out there. As you are also from a very large country, you understand distances, so you'll be fine. Unlike our European friends who are like, we're going to fly to New York, then drive down Miami, then drive to LA. We got like 2 weeks. So I appreciate your kindness.
Hey, Ronnie.
What's wrong? Oh, hey. Yeah, Ron's down in Western Australia. He's in Australia down there, having a good time.
I want to be there someday. I'm just not looking forward to the flight.
Maisie's going to Bucharest and Brasov for Thanksgiving. Any tips? You can do that one.
Okay. So Brasov has this sweet little square, but get lost. Don't just stay on that. I kept seeing everyone sort of stay in this little knot, but it's a bit of a rabbit's warren, some of those little roads and stuff back there. But I loved that, like beyond the square, behind that church and all that.
Oh,
and
Brasov.
There weren't very many people there. There's a really cute shop across from the square. It's a tiny little narrow thing, but I have found these really cool pieces there that were made by local designers, and that I always love to like support local stuff. Plus, you get this really cool clothing that is unlike anything else, and I love that. So,
and then you really like you and Sandra really like Bucharest.
Bucharest was maybe the surprise of that trip. I was blown away by the architecture, the people. I mean, the vibrancy of that city. It was just really positive.
So Robert Baratheon, I hope my students used to say I always look like him, King Robert from. They feel that Robert Baratheon's the first king in Game of Thrones. Went to Amsterdam 2 weeks ago after 10 years of mean, depressing alcohol abuse. It gave me confidence to do more things sober. It was awesome. That's great, and that's one thing I love. Like sometimes travel can help you overcome things. So here's to you, Robert. Or if that is your real name, that is quite the coincidence. But good job, man.
That's fantastic.
Keep at it. Keep at it. I know it's tough. I mean, you got to be strong. You're doing great. Yeah, so Jamie said air traffic will still be delayed. We have about 3,000 less controls than we need. Yeah, that is another thing, Jamie. That's a good point because not only did we have the air traffic controllers working without pay, so some of them had to take time off because they had to go get a job to feed their family. Right. There was also not enough in the first place, and so that also meant training wasn't going on. So now the usual new ones that would be coming in are now delayed because they couldn't get trained.
The whole thing sucks.
Mm-hmm. Managing under with control.
Meeting
you with control. I don't know. Anyway, any plans to go to the Philippines? Yes, we will get there eventually. I don't know when yet, but it is on the thing. Oh, Carmen. Hey there. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. Good to see you. Well, I guess I see you on Facebook and Instagram, so I guess I do see you that way, but you know what I mean. Jim and Harriet, thank you very much for the super chat. That's very nice of you. You guys looking great. Why, thank you. It's because I'm sitting next to her. When are you coming to Richmond, Virginia? So glad to see you, Jocelyn. So your cousin's there. She just flew into there. One of our cousins had some fun because her flights, because of all the stuff, got canceled. She was here for her grandfather's funeral and trying to get back, and they had to do the whole thing. And she ended up walking up to a desk at O'Hare and be like, "Hey, look, I'm on this flight that's supposed to leave at 1 a.m. It's been canceled, all this kind of stuff. Could you possibly move me into this Richmond flight?" So
she flew in. That was not even that. First of all, it was not her origin, nor was it her original destination. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just kind of a crazy thing, but she was really polite and was like, "I see that there are 4 seats. Can you squeeze me on?" And they did. They were really kind.
And that's one of the things when you have crazy situations like we've had lately. Sometimes not always. Sometimes the airlines are actually helpful because they're like, "Look, we got to get these people home." I know there's one time they couldn't get me back to Quincy where my parents live, and they got me to Springfield, Illinois, which was like close enough because it's like, hey, if we can get you someplace. And there was one that they were going to send me to Indianapolis when we were here, but eventually the flight could go, so I didn't have to go. So It worked out just fine. But thank you very much for the super chat.
Gives you a little faith in humanity every now and then, doesn't it?
So Cal has, do I need to pay for the European system? I got confused. So Cal is probably asking about the EES, European Entry Exit System. You do not pay for that. That you just, when you go in, they scan your face, they scan your fingers, and they scan your passport, and then you're in their system. So the next time you theoretically can just walk through and give them your fingerprints and you're done, or give them your face and they'll recognize you that way. That's going into effect over the next 6 months. Well, 5 more months now.
They're rolling it out.
They're rolling it out more and more. That's why sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get through when you're coming into the Schengen countries and other ones that are taking part. The ETIS system is supposed to come out in the 4th quarter of 2026, which would mean October, November, December of 2026. Then you only have to do it 72 hours before you get there, so you have time. You can do it beforehand. If you're going to the UK, they have what's called the ETA system, ETA, and you fill that in online beforehand. I did that. Literally, it took me like 45 seconds. Like I was going to make a video about it, but it was done. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's the same thing. You're going to put in there's a few questions. It's basically like, here's my flight information. Here's where the country I'm going to go to first. Here's my passport. Yeah, I think maybe
But
you
you
pay a
only
fee.
have to do that
That's
how
every
many
3 years.
Three?
Every
Yeah.
3 years. So you have that. But that's not until next year, and that might get pushed back as well. So
That's
don't
been pushed back 45 times.
Yeah, like I've made 3 or 4 videos on this, like, and it keeps getting pushed back. So I'm just like, I'm not even making more videos because it just keeps getting pushed back. Let's see. Rostin van Spunsen. So, hello from Canada. Hello, hello. What's the best tips for traveling on a budget? So, one of the best things you can do for a budget is making sure you do the research beforehand so you know what you really want to see so you don't waste time. Because that's one thing I always feel is like if you're wasting time, you're wasting money on your trip. You'll get more out of it if you plan ahead. Another thing I would say, pre-book anything you can because like flights, hotels, trains, buses, earlier you're booking, a lot of times you can get them cheaper. Also pre-booking reservations for like museums and sites, you're going to get there, not waste time. So that's another way you kind of like save some money that way. So those are some tips right there. Howdy from Darian. That was Eric.
No, that's Eric. No, right below.
Being Smith Law with the cutest little guy ever, who's not little anymore. Oh my gosh, he's big now.
But just read it.
Wednesday, check. Walter's World, check. Quick, Twitter whiskey.
And neither of us were both drinking water. Should we pour
I just got home. Literally, I was over visiting my parents, and I literally pulled in because the way I was coming back, like none of the GPS, all the GPS things, like you're fine. And then it's like, oh no, this is closed because the highway is closed, or not the highway. They're working on the train tracks. So I go and I'm literally like doing. It's like this. I'm going train track. So I'm just going up through all these little towns trying to find like who works on like 20 miles of like railroads at the same time. Anyway, I finally got through and I had to come back, but that's why I got it literally 7:58 when I got it. Go ahead. You have to click on it. There you go.
Lisa says she's excited to see Krampus in Salzburg soon. What's your best Salzburg trip? Well, I love the tip. Oh, maybe I don't need no, I definitely need the glasses. The castle, the market at the castle is one of the best Christmas markets I've been to anywhere.
So if you go up the castle, it's a fortress. And they have like 10. Last time we were there, they had like 10 booths in there inside the fortress walls. And what was cool is they actually had a children's area as well. So Caleb went in and made like ornaments and stuff. So it was really nice.
But everyone's dressed up in period garb. At least they were then.
Yeah,
don't you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. But that was a long time ago. So I don't know if they still do that.
Maybe they don't do that.
Because I was there.
Was super cool.
Yeah, I was there 2 Christmases ago. And I didn't get a chance. We didn't go up because it was like raining slush. Like, I mean, I was filming and I was like, because it was so wet and cold. But when you go there at Christmas time, it'll be full, but you'll have a good time. But yeah, if you go up to the fortress anyway, that's good. Other tips when you're in we have new Salzburg videos that were filmed like 2 years ago, like last year. Like it's all still 100% valid. That'll kind of help you out. But yeah. So there's that. Let's see. Jamie, 43. Okay, 43 days. My bad. 40. Exactly. Obviously the government wasn't counting because they didn't care.
They weren't counting.
That's I'm not getting whatever. Okay.
Dudley Do Right. Hi, Jocelyn and Mark. Best site or way to learn Japanese phrases. So in general, we have used Rosetta Stone. It's not phrases; it's like learning basic speaking, and I think it's worthwhile. Yeah, the best.
So what I always tell people, because we have a few videos on learning, like I have some for actually learning like specific languages, but like general learning language tips. Like if you're going to go as a tourist, knowing the basic phrases is important, but if you can learn some basic verbs so you can kind of conjugate. But what's cool is now like you can learn stuff online, whether you want to do something like a Rosetta Stone or something more simple or like a Babbel or whatever. You can do those to get some of the basic stuff out that's going to help out. But what I always say is like get used to hearing it. So like even if you're like watching like anime and you're like, hey, this anime I like, flip on the Japanese and then had the English subtitles. Just hearing the stuff kind of gets used to hearing it and kind of associating some stuff, so that can really help. Matt wants to know, what were your favorite foods in Lithuania? So
I can tell you what it's not.
what?
That
Oh, that's the
poop out
potatoes in. Yeah, basically a sausage where they use the intestine casing, and sometimes they don't clean it out enough, and you can tell. But so when I lived there, they kept it to walnuts to sort of mayonnaise. So it's fried. It's like fried dark bread, fried dark garlic bread with the cheese and mayonnaise sauce they put on top. It's amazing, amazing. That was my favorite snack thing. I would get the koldune, which is their version of ravioli, but you put like sour cream and put that. They put sour cream on all kinds of stuff. And zeppelini was always good. Basically, you grate a potato up and make like another potato out of it, but you put a meatball inside and then drown it in the sour cream, and then you put the bacon fat and bacon bits on it.
It's totally low cal food.
Oh yeah, I don't know how everybody's so skinny there. I have no idea.
It's really incredible because I mean it is like a calorie laden, like heavy duty food, but you know what? It sticks to your ribs and you won't be hungry at all.
No, you'll not be. Chronically Muse, and he suggests for Christmas markets in Germany and Prague. We're going there for our honeymoons.
Oh, congrats.
So I'll do Prague first. The main square, the Old Town Square is the best one to go for there. There are some other things around. There's not like the tiny markets everywhere like you have like in Germany in the smaller towns, but there are some things. But Prague's nice. We've been there a number of times during the Christmas season, and it's just such a beautiful square and all the things that are there. That's nice. In Germany, you have tons. You want to tell them some of your favorite Christmas market cities?
Well, anything in the Harz Mountains, all of those little Vinica Oda is my personal favorite, but there are a bunch of little towns there. And
Quedlinburg is another one.
Yeah.
Goslar is another one.
Those are just, I love those probably the most. What's the one that I like in Berlin?
By the
Saint somebody's, it's by a church.
The one with the two mirror churches?
Yeah.
Gendarmenmarkt.
That
so there's mirror church, the French and I can remember the French and German church. They face each other, and there's a museum right by there, and they have a nice market there with an ice rink. That's where we used to go see like Katarina Witt would have like a little show back in the day. That's a good one. But there's the one by the Palace we go to a lot. The Charlottenburg Palace has one as well. I like that one. It's a little bit farther out from where the tourists are, so it's got more locals there.
More local.
There's one. There used to be one by Alexanderplatz. There is one by Alexanderplatz, like where the TV tower is. That's more of the rides and more like young people kind of one.
Fair, that one's a little more lively. But also Bamberg. I love Bamberg for Christmas.
Bamberg. That's
really
a nice
incredible.
one. Yeah, I've gone there a number of times. Robert Reed. Hello, watch your videos for years now, getting ready for all our trips. Oh, cool. What do you think about Prague and Berlin for 3 weeks? So if you're going to do between those two, Berlin, you got to go out to Sanssouci Park in Potsdam. You got to do that. When you're going down, stop in Dresden for 2 or 3 days because the Zwinger Museum is fantastic. If you're going during Christmas time, the Christmas market's world famous. You have that. When you're going down into Prague, you have time. Like you can do a day trip to Pilsen, but you got 3 weeks. I would do go farther and go to Český Krumlov in the south of the Czech Republic. That would be good. The 3 weeks in just those two places, that's too much time. You have so much more you could see and do when you're by there. So I would throw in a few other cities as well. That would be my kind of thing to go. But cool. I'm getting ready. I mean, that's cool. So I hope you have fun. You will have fun. Where am I looking at? Oh, Dudley Do Right. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hi, you two. Best place. Oh, wait.
We already answered that. But
so thank you for the super chat.
I think we're probably really far behind on the comments.
It's okay. What we see is what
I know
they
it's
know.
not.
So Stephanie, thank you very much. I appreciate that. World Traveler, where do you all suggest we go in December after the 17th? So one thing I will say, if you're looking for if you want beach stuff, South America it's summertime then. And after the 17th, the wet season kind of is finished. So you could hit up quite a few places down there. If you want the European Christmas market stuff, most of those are done by the 23rd, like in Germany and Austria. Some of the bigger cities will have stuff going through New Year's. Spain, they celebrate the Day of Three Kings on the 6th of January for other stuff. So lots and lots of options. Miss Jocelyn.
Lori says, I love your Santa. We found that in
Indiana at a flea market.
Yeah.
A flea.
I would say it was an antique store.
Yes. Antique store. Hey, Ryan, good to see you, buddy. Hey, Johnny boy, good to see you. Stephanie. Stephanie back. I'm planning to visit Mexico City. You'll love it. It's awesome. Eat all the street tacos you can, period. End of story. We're done. That's all you need to do. Just eat street tacos all the time. You'll be fine. Do you have any helpful tips? Since I speak, read, and write in Spanish, they'll make my trip. But it will make speaking Spanish here really makes things a lot easier. Also, locals really appreciate because there's quite a few not people from Mexico that go there that don't speak it, so they really appreciate when people that aren't from Mexico go and do speak Spanish. I know that helped us a lot, and we got to meet quite a few locals when we were there, so that was cool. Yeah, so you'll have fun. And what I love, I thought Spanish in Mexico City was pretty easy to understand too. I'm not a native speaker, but it was a lot easier just to understand than like going to Cuba or Puerto Rico where it's like so fast. Like it was, I was like, cool.
I want to do that one. Also, Stephanie, tips wise, we just put out a bunch of videos because we were just there.
So we have the scams in Mexico City and the don'ts in Mexico City, and then I think there's
we were just there like a hot minute ago.
Yeah.
So Jackson Coleman says, how long would you recommend for a trip to Savannah, Georgia to have a decent experience? I'm interested in seeing a bit of the history, nice views, and food, of course. Well, a decade wasn't long enough for me. So
you don't need a decade, Jackson. She loves Savannah.
It's my favorite city in the world. So really truly, like, you could do if you have to squish it together, I think 3 days is fine. I would need more than that.
I would say 3 nights.
Okay, 4 days, 3 nights.
Yeah.
I used to work for a place called Coastal Heritage Society, and they run several museums, but their main offices are you can get tickets and stuff right by the Roundhouse on MLK.
At the Savannah History Museum.
Yeah. Well, you can also just go into the Roundhouse and
get
tickets. Anyway, they have a bunch of sites.
The parking lot's by the Savannah History Museum.
They're very cool, and I love them. So there's that.
There's also a lot of historic homes you can visit when you're there. I would recommend doing the trolley tour to give you an idea of the town. So they give you some of the history, which is kind of nice. Those would be some things that
take some of the history tongue in cheek.
Yeah,
we went on a
food tour,
and this woman had lived there all of 6 months, and the things that she was saying, I kind of corrected what she had said to Mark. I didn't say it to her, and she's like, what was that? I said, oh, I used to work here in history. She's like, oh, well, if I get anything wrong, will you correct me? And I was like, sure. I corrected 2 things. I kept my mouth shut the rest of the time. I mean, it was like every sentence.
So back in the day, Savannah had a regulation that you had to pass a test and know like a huge book of knowledge.
The book was like 600 pages.
Yeah, of knowledge of the city, and they got rid of that rule. So now anybody can do it. So if anything, you're like, oh, that sounds odd. It's because
the trolley companies tend to be better than like the walking tours and stuff that I've seen, unless it's led by, somebody who's been there for a minute.
Okay. Anyway, Stuart Ross, good to hear you, buddy. Good to see you, buddy. No more stamps in the passport with the new system. It's going to track you that way. But there's a lot of times you don't get I've gotten stamps for a while in a lot of countries for a while. So, Bully McGuire. I love that meme. Don't visit Cactus. I haven't been, so I can't really say. We'll get there one day. So,
my Italian teacher went there.
Cool.
Lived there for a while.
Cirque Live, love your channel. Helped me with when I was in Kentucky with family. Oh, cool. I'm glad we've had some good times. We had some interesting times in Kentucky, like when the baby got locked in the cabin. That was a long time ago. Okay, so Timothy is going to Florence and Bologna in February, going to them after Milan to watch the Olympics. So Bologna has got fantastic food, and it's a lot more affordable than Florence. When you go into the basilica, which doesn't have the facade, you think it's probably the cathedral. The facade isn't finished, so it doesn't have like the white and black marble. It just has the brickwork. You go inside, pay the 25 to €2, whatever, to turn the lights on the mosaic or the fresco of heaven and hell. It is insane, well worth it. But Bologna itself, the food there, it's not just bologna. The food was unbelievable. There's some things I don't know when you're going in February. I probably have my Eats of Bologna video out on Walter's World Eats, which is down below if you want to follow that channel. We have all the food videos, or might put it back on here. I don't know, but that'll help you out. Florence in February, even though it's not as busy, I do recommend pre-booking tickets for. But you were just there.
I was there like 3 weeks ago. Definitely book your tickets or your tours for the Accademia and the Uffizi. ahead of time. I did one with, I don't know what group. It was just the only thing I could get for the FITSI. And it was a decent enough tour. I mean, she was knowledgeable. It was good. But I booked through Walks of Italy and got one for the Accademia, and then walking through town. And our guide, as every time with walks, he was incredible. Just like fantastic.
Cool. Well, thank you, DB. But thank you for the super chat. Do you ever plan on going to French Polynesia? Yes, we will be getting there. We're trying to figure out things. It's like the places that are really far. It's like figuring out the right times to go, because that is a big trip. And like Liam's now in high school, Caleb's in college. So it's a little bit different. Liam's in high school, and I can't take him out of like algebra 2 because I can't teach him that. I can't teach him the calc stuff. So that's where some of these things have been pushed off a little bit farther. But yes, we will get there eventually. Carmen, thank you very much for the super chat. It's nice to listen to the conversation as I work. Oh, thank you. We're going to London in December. Awesome.
Yay.
It's our 10th wedding anniversary. Congratulations,
Awesome.
You beautiful gal. So give my love to everybody. So London in December is actually really fun. I was driving back today thinking about, hey, if we were going to go someplace for Christmas, like I really enjoy. I mean, I've spent Christmas and New Year's in London before multiple times, and like it's done up. Like the lights are great. There's the Spears there. They do have some Christmas markets there too. It's a good vibe. Watch Mr. Bean's Christmas special till I get a little chuckle, and you'll see some stuff when you go and you visit at that time. You'll love it, Carmen. Thank you for the super chat. El Tartaro, you should visit my native country, the Dominican Republic, to have an amazing history and culture. We did. We actually have Dominican Republic videos. I think we have a don'ts and eats. Like we had a good time when we were there. So beautiful beaches. People are super nice. That's one thing. Where we were going, we were talking about Mexico City. People being happy you spoke some Spanish. Dominican Republic, I was speaking to Spanish with everyone, and everyone's so happy because like so many tourists come and don't even try to say hola or gracias or anything like that. So it went a long way. So we met a lot of people when we were there. Extreme. I'm enjoying this live show. How to go live? So we're trying to do more in the fall and the winter. So I'm trying to do like every other week now, because what right now is like kind of the calm before the travel storm. So like, let's get people's questions out, because what I see is like right after Christmas, people start planning their trips. They start looking stuff up. And so now I'm like, let's answer some of the questions so people can like hit the ground running when they're like ready to book for next summer or next spring. So try to do that. So probably look for it every week or two. We're going to have these. So do have that. Chris Bates, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I love Bologna. People were nice. Yes, the people were nice. And there's a lot of students there too, but there's also a lot of sites. What's cool is they have all these porticos there in Bologna, which is really cool. So you're never like, if you're there in the summertime, you're never out in the heat because you're always in these like over like the basically hallways. Instead of having everything out on the street, it's actually under part of a building. It is really beautiful. People Unite, good to see you. I haven't seen the Walters in a while. You both look fantastic. Aw. You just want me to put that on there, didn't you? Thank you. Matias and Lima, nice. First time I come across one of your live chats. Greetings from Lima, Peru. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Peru. Gosh, you guys got such good food. All I know is we were driving by Indianapolis, and I think that there's like 4 or 5 decent Peruvian restaurants in Indianapolis. But the first time we saw it, we like literally got off the highway, like we're eating now. Definitely Peruvian food, so good. Let's see. Iggy Minana. Hey, Mark, going to Madrid for the NFL games. Any tips on Madrid? So I do have don'ts, shocks. I have all kinds of tips for Madrid that'll be helpful. But I would say there's 3 big museums there. Okay, so if you like more of the classic old masters, the Prado is probably is as good as the Louvre for that. It's fantastic. You go there if you want something more. If you want to see like Guernica, you want to go to the Reina Sofia. That's the next one. And then there's the Tyson Museum, which is also fantastic, but that would be 3rd on my list. The Retiro Park there is great to hang out in. I don't know if you're going when you're going to go. Oh, you're going to the NFL game, so it'll be a little chilly. But you're going to eat well. Like they have the best like menu of the day, stuff like lunch menus in Madrid, because you get some amazing food at really great prices. But the tapas bars there, you're going to have a great time. But if you're going to do a day trip, you got Toledo and Segovia are the 2 day trips you want to do that are easy to do. Either one you can do, no problem. So if you got 2 days, you can do both. But I would probably choose Segovia is faster because it's like you kind of come in and you have the aqueduct, and you walk up the buildings, and there's the Alcazar that's there. Toledo's more of a city to go see because was the Catholic capital. So you got some stuff there. Went to Italy with a 5-month-old baby. Awesome. Did they totally love you, John? Were they like, oh my God, Bambino. Oh, such good times. Jim and Harriet, what are your thoughts about Manchester and Leeds? I've been to Leeds. Manchester is cool. I've had a good time, but if you're doing that, I'd actually go over to Liverpool. I actually like Liverpool best.
I love Liverpool.
So that would be my thing there. Canada's great. Your videos are very informative, helpful. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That is very nice of you. Good to see you, Tom. Good to see you. What are your favorite places in South America? Miss Jocelyn, would you like to go first? Or?
South America. So Brazil tops the list.
You're more specific and like a
Ouro Preto is one of my favorite places. I absolutely love that town. It's an old mining town, colonial, and it's just really cool. And there's some cute little places around there to go see. And then I loved Peru. I loved the art in Peru. I came home with so much art. It wasn't even funny. I mean, like that was piles. Uruguay.
Uruguay's chill. Like Uruguay and Chile are the two safest ones in South America.
And Chile was like an adventure. I mean, there was so much to do and see, and just so super cool. Which I just let the dog out and I went outside to take a picture and see if I could see the Northern Lights. Hoping no. And apparently you can only see them through your phone. Someone said that. I don't know. They were like, if you have to take the picture and then look at the picture. And you'll see it.
Has more time to go into the.
I guess, things. But I'm not. I want to see them.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So Chris Bates got a friend whose kid owns the Santa house in Chicago. So they just played over 100 Santas like the one you have over there. That's cool.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
I'll have to go visit. All right. So John Teal, hi, love your videos. Thank you. We're going to Budapest, Prague, and Vienna in late March. How would you break up 9 days across these cities, all in the cities, or you must do day trip stops between the cities? Okay, so you got 9 days. I mean, you could do the 3-3-3, which is totally fine.
And actually, it would work nicely.
That's probably what I would recommend. However, if you want to add in one extra stop, and it can just be for the day for a few hours, and honestly, I can't remember I think they have a left luggage thing in the train station. On the train from Budapest to Vienna, you can stop in Bratislava. And then go explore Bratislava, the old town of Bratislava for the day, and then hop back on the train and finish your thing. Because it's only 2.5 hours from Vienna to Budapest, and you're stopping like 45 minutes out in Bratislava. That would be the one extra thing I would do. Otherwise, the 3 days in each one is perfect. I would break it up that way. They're all Budapest, more, how do I say? Vienna, like haute couture. Vienna, Mozart, Prague, more fun, vivacious. Well, I would say Budapest more the fun, vivacious one. Prague has got the history and the stuff. Like they all have great things you're gonna do, but I would divide it by 3. That would be the best way to do. So Gabbers Drew, Edinburgh and Glasgow Christmas market we're selling on December 26th. Yeah. So the UK does better.
Yeah,
very
that's
last
Boxing
longer.
Day. You gotta drink, right?
But one thing I would say is like Belfast has a Christmas market that opens like the 20th of November. So it opens a lot earlier. It's like Chicago. It opens way earlier. It's just, I'm sorry, I should say like Germany and Austria are the ones that close. Like the smaller towns, they literally close on the 23rd because 24th is a holiday. So thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
Canada's great. So our Banff trip got canceled.
Yeah, we had a kid that wanted to go to college, so we had to take him to college.
Well, I mean, we booked a trip going, we'll see how it goes. And then he had to be at school earlier than we expected. So,
yeah. Thomas Reiser, my friend, the biggest fan of Chicago style pizza. Chicago style deep dish pizza, I should say. Going to Argentina for a month, mid-January for a month, between an Antarctica cruise and a Rhodes Scholar program with a side trip to Iguazu Falls.
Oh,
that's awesome.
That's so cool.
No, you're gonna have a great time.
Man, that's gonna be amazing.
It was cool, Tom. Is the rainy season in Buenos Aires ends like in December, early December, like because it gets bad, but like by then it's all gone. You're gonna be in the summer. Beware. take extra sun protection for you
Yes.
because you don't realize you just get like you get nailed by it. So that's awesome. Here's John back with updates about taking a 5-month-old. We did late with a 5-month-old baby. It was awesome. A waitress even stayed after we shipped to hold the baby while we ate. Italy with the baby, 10 out of 10 thing. I'm telling you, I told you. It's amazing. Like they're like, oh no, we'll hold the baby. And then when
they would pull up rocking chairs out of God knows where and just take our babies.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, but the 4-year-old, he needs some love. And they would like take him. He needs to learn how to make pasta. They take him
back in the kitchen. Oh, and they have a little table there, like a chef's table, and like my 4-year-old sitting there, whatever, 5-year-old.
Yep.
That was so cool.
Oops, sorry. Henry, thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. Mark and Johnson, great to see you two again. Nice Good to see you too, Henry. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Midlife talk. How far ahead are airlines notifying that flights are canceled, leaving to Miami next Wednesday? So think about the cancellation. So according to, as Jamie was saying, they still don't have enough air traffic controllers. However, how things are going with people going back to work, the CEO of Delta said by Saturday, things should be back to normal. This Saturday, so like 3 days from now, things should be back to normal. So if you're leaving Wednesday, you should be fine. But they were letting people know the day before because they kind of knew which ones were going to cancel because they were like, you have to reduce by 4%, then 6%. And the CEO of Delta was saying, there was 4% that they said you have to cancel, but the knock-on effects for that, but it ended up being like 10% canceled. So
January in the chair. Hi, Mark. So traveling to Japan this weekend. I've traveled alone before, but not that far. Nervous but excited. Any tips around Tokyo and Kyoto? Very welcome. Thanks. So Japan is like the place I felt safest maybe anywhere ever in the world, hands down. I mean, just so alone doesn't, that should never factor in anyway, but like it really doesn't there. Tokyo and Kyoto. Tokyo is spread out. It is huge. There is a lot. And the cars are all silent. So when you cross the street, you don't hear them coming, but they're very polite. So they stop. But, like sometimes I almost stepped out in front of cars. So there's one tip in both cities. Tokyo, let's see. Super expensive, but worth it. Like the food was some of the best steak I've ever eaten in my life, but it probably cost us $5 bajillion for 3 little pieces like this, like that big.
It wasn't like a burrito.
No, it wasn't like a burrito. Why do we have a
because it's a game
for kids. For a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. We do have videos on Tokyo and Kyoto too.
Yeah. Arjun. You guys inspire me. I am in Stockholm right now. Oh, awesome. Have a cinnamon bun for me, please. Thanks. I think traveling in cold season is nicer. There's no crowds and things are a bit cheaper. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's one of the things. I preach this to my students all the time. I'm like, hey, if you when you have a job, don't take your vacation in the summer because you don't have kids. Like, go in the spring, go in the fall, go when it's cooler because there's so many fewer tourists. People are their kids are in school. They're not going around. It's so much easier to meet locals. And Arjun, you're having a good time. So I'm glad to hear it, buddy. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, Arjun. Yeah. Segovia does have the
castle that looks like a Disney castle.
It's one of the ones that
I'm just going to keep doing this while he dies over here. Okay, good deal.
That's where I get eating a Brussels sprout.
We have not been to Bali. I would like to do that. The thing is, I don't want to fly that far. There are certain places in the world I'm not going to get to because I just don't want to fly that far.
I'll go. She can stay home. Don't worry. I'll make a video. It'll just be me in Bali. No one's going to think it's weird me going to Bali or Thailand. Oh, hey, a fat, bold dude going. You're going to have to go with me. So January in the chair says, hey, if you look carefully, you might get to see him.
I think I'm going to, I want to see them really vividly,
Yeah.
You
got it. I just told her I do that. Just literally told her anyway. So T Waters, yes, we've been to Vienna at Christmas. So there's a few. There's one that's right in front of the town hall, the city hall. So you have the beautiful city hall there. So it makes a nice little vibe. but they're also spread throughout the pedestrian zone am Graben, which is nice. You can do that. Like it's how to say it's like couture version of things, but it's nice. Like you will definitely like that. They say the best times between 10 and 2. So Jocelyn.
Oh, between 10 and 2. Okay. What time is it? 8:40. Okay.
Yeah. So going to New York City for 5 days. I want to know how to maximize my time there. I would say focus on parts. So like have your Brooklyn day or party in Brooklyn day. If you're going to go to Midtown, the Midtown stuff. You're going to go Central Park to see the park, and then also do like the Met and the Natural History Museum. And if you're going to go down to Battery Park and do like World Trade Center and going to Ellis Island, do those things in like groups as opposed to trying to go in all around to save yourself some time so you can get some more stuff in.
Hey, Thomas, thanks for telling me about Alaska. Mark, you can take this one.
Hello, Mark and Johnson. I'll be in Bologna on the 27th, and it's just for a day. So for a day trip there, so you're going to come in, and how it is, it's pretty easy to walk. Like you're not right downtown when you come in. It's a little bit not like a little bit of walk. It's just a little walk to get into town. But you're going to start in the porticos. It's basically like the buildings go all the way to the road. Walking through there, basically you're going to find like when you're walking through, you'll see back ways to go into like courtyards. Find restaurants in courtyards that are going to be better. Have the bolognese, like it's from there. You want to have that there. The bologna or mortadella, you want to have that when you're there. But there's it's like a slightly bubbly white wine that's from Bologna. They only really sell there. I was looking for it to buy it to bring it home because it was so good. Like get that. And there's a couple other there's really like Bologna's famous for it's like the gastronomical capital of Italy, and you will don't have breakfast. Go hungry, and so you could stop for multiple meals. That would be my best tip for you. But they also have the towers that are they have their own leaning towers. But the Basilica or there's Neptune Square, which is anatomically correct, and then there's the Basilica right by there. That's go inside, pay the €2 or whatever to turn the lights on the Heaven and Hell fresco. It's incredible.
Chris Bates. They're going to Vienna, Bratislava, and Budapest for Christmas. I think you're going to love it. You're going to just absolutely have so much fun.
Opinion on digital IDs, guys, which will be coming soon. Digital, you can have a digital passport now. It's already there. That's one of those things that's going to be tracked. I mean, it is.
As it is when you get on a plane in the U.S. bound for pretty much anywhere international.
Yeah, if you have a passport or you have a driver's license, your picture is already in the system.
And every Ring doorbell in your neighborhood.
Yeah. So, hitting tax 26. I know we're just talking a little bit of travel stuff.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in a minute, right?
Brandon wants to know, is Europe safe to travel on? Oh, Briggs here. He says hi. Yes, you can still travel Europe safely, no problem, by yourself. We actually if you get worried about stuff. I mean, I always tell people we went from Poland to Albania, zero problem. I was literally eating out. You could leave your wallet out on your table, whereas someplace you can't do that. It was totally fine. You'll be fine.
Brian Freiberg.
Which one?
Brian Smith.
Brian, we have an extra day in Black Forest at Freiburg. Colmar day trip already. Okay. Freiburg, Treberg, and Colmar day trips already planned.
Not those. Oh, okay.
If you get Strasbourg as well, it's great. If you want to get down to Basel in Switzerland, so you kind of get another country to see, that could be another one to do. That would be my recommendation there. I wouldn't waste my time going to Stuttgart or anything like that. Let's see. Yeah, Tom said some of the London Christmas markets are open earlier. This one?
Yeah, get Jim and Harriet's there. How do you guys feel about VIP lounges? Crowded? Because if everyone has status, nobody has status. So you're right. And they have cut down a lot, at least at Delta. You can't get it. Even people who are Diamond, which is their highest tier other than 360, which is invitation.
Well, you have to select it as one of your things.
Right. But you can select that, but you only get 15 passes in a year.
No, unless you sign up and that's your thing, then you get to go.
Oh, you get it for the year.
I get it for the year.
Yeah. If that's what you choose. But I thought they were still limited to 15.
No.
Okay.
At least it wasn't when I signed up. There was not a
Okay.
thing. So I would say with those, people like the idea of it. Just put it in my office.
Come on. Let's go.
When it comes to the lounges, because most of them now are not based on actually flying. It's based on your credit card spend or whatever like that. So therefore, it's easier for people to spend a lot of money than to travel because you put your bills on there. Here's my thing with the lounges for me. Like I get in for free because that was my things. But when I didn't get in for free, you're gonna be paying $50. And I look at it in terms of the food that's in there. Is it going to be worth that? And with looking at the time, so I got like a long layover, it's worth it. But if I only got like a 2-hour layover, I even have access. I'm like, I'm not going to wait in line to get in because I don't feel they're not as worth it as they used to be. Because you're right, they are full, and you're waiting in line for an hour, and I just go sit down someplace. So
I like the ones when I'm abroad more, and I get into more of those with status than I do in the States. But their food's usually better.
Oh, Cadence is retired from gymnastics. Tom's daughter.
Oh no, what? She loved flipping with yins in Point State Park. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
So, okay. Christopher, Greece in January. I will tell you, don't buy the islands. Everything's going to be closed. And getting around. Mainland, you can still go to the sites and there and Naflio, but it will be significantly less. Henry, thank you for the super chat. Have you ever been to Ukraine? I have not. Do you think Chernobyl will be cleaned up in our lifetime? No. Thoughts? I believe some dogs have turned blue. I know they turn blue, but there are some like different, like they do track all the animals that were there. It's kind of interesting. If you look it up online, there's some pretty interesting stuff. And like the fungus that are there and all kinds of stuff. So it's actually a very interesting story. Remember a few years ago, it was all like the disaster travel sites were like a big deal. So people go to, they would go to Chernobyl because you can go there for a certain amount of time or whatever. So it's kind of interesting how that was a thing for a while. And I'm like, no, I'm not going there. It's gonna be a Half-Life. Come on. Let's see. Cats or guys, you prefer staying in one place for a long time or visiting a lot of places for a few days each? I think there are advantages to both. It depends what we're doing. Like if, for example, like this past summer, we did more of the few days in each because we want to see a lot of places and just get a feel for things. However, like the next summer, we're doing your traveling tour where we're staying in one place for like a week and a half, to do that, to more go in depth. So we actually mix it up.
And we may take like a month-long trip and spend, 2 weeks in one place and maybe take a day trip here and there, just, whatever. But typically when we do that, when we're like in one town for like more than a week, it's because we have friends there and it's a little bit easier to, hang out when you know people.
So LA, thank you for the super chat. That's very nice of you. Where would you recommend for a first family trip outside the US in July? Okay, so that eliminates all of Central America because I always say Costa Rica is a nice, easy family trip. I would say July.
Not the Caribbean at all.
No, because it's hurricane season.
Hurricane season.
So you're looking at probably Europe. I would do Ireland is pretty easy with kids for a family trip.
Or Canada. Go up to, so like Banff and all that out west for like fun, like outdoorsy stuff. But then Quebec City is very, very French. I know, totally two different places, but I'm just thinking like,
Quebec City.
This is like this fun, wild stuff. I really want to go do it. Maybe that's why it's on my mind. But Quebec City feels like you're in France in a lot of ways. And so maybe that's a good foray into going to Europe.
Yeah, that works too. And July, there's a lot. Quebec City is famous for its buskers, and there's like busker festivals. Ottawa had the busker fest when we were there, but Quebec has a ton that go there as well. That has a lot of things on offer. In terms of going farther afield, though, I would say like if you want to get to Europe, I would say first time trip Ireland because there's no language barrier. You can drive very quickly to figure out how to drive on the other side. And if you don't, there's public transportation to get you where you want to go. Italy, people love kids, so that works. So those would be some ones that would be good right off the bat, like that I would say. So hope that helps. So thank you very much for the super chat. And I hope that helped answer your questions there. Scroll, see. Let's see. Tyler, taking my family to the Canadian Christmas markets this winter. Have you ever been? I have not, so I can't say much about them. But I've been to some random ones in the U.S., like in Carmel, Indiana, and Chicago, and my hometown, and like some other smaller ones. And that's one thing. A lot of places in the last 10 years have started to do like Christmas markets, but like just for a weekend or like, hey, we're going to have our Christmas market this one night. For example, my hometown had one last weekend, that was just 2 nights. It was Friday, Saturday night. That was it, and it was done. So I'm seeing some of those, like my great aunt. You know, Christmas market was already happening. Like, wait, that was last week.
They did?
Yeah, they did it early November.
Holy muckers.
My aunt, where she lives, they have a little Christmas market for the weekend, and it's like first week of December they do one. So throws those. Chris Bates in Japan. Google Translate is your friend. Yes, when you get a text, you don't give them the address in English. Translate it for them. So one thing I would say, and make sure you have it so you have the lens, and download. If you're going to use Google Translate, download the dictionary into your phone so it's there. What's cool is when you like put your phone on it, it literally will translate it on the bottle. So it'll have like Coca-Cola, it'll say soda, but it'll be like in the Coke font that it's translated. Like that's really helpful. Really good for menus as well. And you literally just put it over it and it'll start doing the translation. But if you know the country's going to be in, put the languages already there. If you have the internet, it works fine. Usually not a big deal, but I find doing that can kind of help. Let's see, Mr. CC, greetings, Clark here. Hey, Clark, your videos on Munich were beneficial to foreigners. I'm glad we could help out. We did just about everything. Listen, love the beer gardens, museums, English garden service in the park. I know. I still remember the first time I saw those surfers. We're talking like mid-90s, and I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, check this out. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Okay, this one just makes me laugh.
Bills fan, you should make a video in Buffalo. Go Bills. Yeah, because we only have like Buffalo Wings videos. We were there. It was funny because we actually went through twice.
I like Buffalo.
Yeah, and I was like, because we were doing a bunch of Midwest stuff, and they were going to a bunch of stuff on the East Coast, and so it's like, oh, we stopped about. We stayed like 2 or 3 nights too. Because like
really
we went one night to Duff's, we went one night to Anchor, we went one night to have a
and
beef
we went
on
to
Weck.
Dave and Buster's twice.
Dave and Buster's twice. We saw a movie. We were there. Went to the Franklin Wright House. We were there.
Yeah, I
so,
mean, we've actually done a lot in Buffalo, and we do have some videos. Maybe not enough,
but I don't have like the don'ts of Buffalo or the eats of. I only have like thanks because
yeah.
So
you have the eats of Buffalo.
No, I only have. Oh, I do have an eats of Buffalo video. If you go to Buffalo, yes, the chicken wings are great, but I say get the pepperoni pizza because they're double. Like it's just amazing. It's amazing, just amazing. Midlife Tuck, going to the ABC Islands, that would be Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Those who don't know, it's right above Venezuela, like right there. Aruba is very popular. And it's also where the hurricanes do not go. So you're not worried about that. Going to ABC Islands next week on a cruise with spots in Bonaire. Do you recommend seeing? So we're actually going to be in Bonaire next year. So I do not have a video for Bonaire. I have not been to Bonaire yet, so I can't tell you exactly where to go. I'm renting a golf cart so I can roam at my own pace. Multiple options. I have about 10 hours there. Yeah, you'll have plenty of time to see most of the stuff. Like it's smaller than Aruba, but you'll be able to see quite a few things. Sadly, I will not have my videos out for you in time. Yeah, do let us know. That's one thing we appreciate. You all will DM us with suggestions from your hometown or your other trips. I appreciate it because we actually keep that information. So if we're going to go to a place, like I have different countries in my phone, I'll highlight people, send thank you, and I'll put it in there. It's like, oh, so-and-so told us this, and I'll put that in there for all our collection of information, because that's how we can make better videos, because we learn from your experience as well, that we can have our experiences and give a better experience for everyone else. So Matt wants to know, do you have interest in visiting North Korea? Seems like it could be a fascinating experience if they ever reopen to Americans. It could be a fascinating experience. Maybe one day we go.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not for a hot minute.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, to get to Colmar, you basically go through Basel. If you're going that way, if you're coming from Strasbourg, you come down from Strasbourg to Colmar. There's different ways. It's like a circle like this, so it just depends which way you're going to go. So yeah. Mark, thank you. I want to thank you guys for all your advice. I'm for October. Set up a great time. I bet. I wish I was there. I'm going to try to go next year to have some fun with some friends. So, okay, Jocelyn, you can only go to one new country on each continent. What are they? One new country.
Ethiopia.
That's Africa.
Bhutan.
I knew that
Asia. One new country. That's tough.
Well, think the continents. You got Australia next.
Okay. Just Australia.
Well, there's Australia and New Zealand. They're both. Or you could do the European version, Oceania. Or I don't know where the line is.
If Oceania is a thing, then God, I might pick New Zealand.
New Zealand, okay.
Okay.
South America?
I don't know. That was a really hard choice. South America, I want to go to Bolivia.
Okay.
I want to go to the Salt Flats.
North America?
There isn't anything left.
Honduras.
Oh, Honduras.
Just talk about Cuba.
And Cuba. But that's the Caribbean. That's not North America.
Anyway, okay. So, and then Europe, you have anything left?
What am I missing?
You're missing Belarus, Ukraine, Moldova, Serbia.
I really wanted to go to Serbia this summer. I'd like to do that. It was a little rough when we were there.
There you go.
Yeah, I could do that.
All right. Let's see. I really appreciate everyone's like, hey, how are you? Go. Have you taken the kids off to? No, I have not. We have not been to New Zealand to go. And well, if you're talking about all the old stuff that's still down there, I have friends that go down there all the time, take students, and they always go visit the old Lord of the Rings sets, but we have not been. Eric, I love the Place du Théâtre in Paris. Yeah, we go there all the time and had a good luck buying art on the Charles Bridge. I love it there. Yeah, no, like that's the thing is like sometimes we've got in Prague and the Charles Bridge, we've gotten stuff, but also in the Place du Théâtre, we've got all kinds of really cool. We've had the boys painted. We bought stuff there.
I bought this there.
Hold on, let me.
It looks. I mean, I literally paid maybe 20 euros for this.
Yeah.
And but I love it. It's beautiful. That was so long ago. That guy's not there anymore.
Yeah. Sneaking at marketing, but any data on whether our Corona beer sales declined due to the virus? It did at first, and then kind of came back up. I don't have the numbers for it, but that was one of those things you kind of like avoided for a while, and then Corona was one of the brands that were by Modelo kind of won with the Bud Light issue a couple years ago. So. Let's see, Jim. Do you have an opinion on the travel YouTube as of right now? It seems everyone is just trying to highlight the worst areas of every country, some of the underprivileged areas. So so here's how I look at it. We always try to focus on positivity. However, I know why people show like, oh, I went to the most dangerous part of this. I went to the worst part of the favelas in Brazil.
It gets clicks.
Because it gets clicks. Like they get millions of views. And we do educational videos, and people watch our videos because they're going to go travel that place, not to see things and look at people like they're part of a zoo. I understand why they do it. I don't do that. I want to go see places. I want to see places. You know, if a place is not worth seeing, I don't really want to go. I want to go and give people a reason to go places and
but
help
frankly,
them out.
I think that it's just, I think it's ugly. I mean, you know,
especially when they talk like we got really upset with the stuff on the favelas in Brazil. For those who know, favelas is the kind of like shanty town or the basically people don't have houses, they build stuff there, and it's sometimes controlled by not the government. It's sometimes gangs control it. And like if you go to certain parts of Rio, they'll be like tours of going to the favela. But they talk about it like you're going there like, ooh, look at the animals in the zoo. They're not real people. And it's real people that live there because they can't afford to live like in the city itself. So they live in the favelas and they go and get jobs. They try to have a life. And I always get upset because people talk about them like on those tours. They talk about like they're not real people. And it's just disgusting.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah.
There is the other aspect of it that some of those tours are giving people jobs in the favelas. And so that's the only part I can kind of stomach.
Yeah. And then the other part of the travel YouTube right now is you have so much of the AI stuff that's gone in there, which is just like they'll take my videos and they'll just like take and change it and make an AI version of it. And I found a channel that's literally putting out like 40 videos a day on just all kinds of stuff. Like, how do you get 40,000 videos uploaded? And it's like, because they just take it, AI shoots it out and they just upload it. It's all done by, and it's just, and the thing is, that's why if you might notice your feeds are kind of like suffocated or drowned in some of this AI stuff because there's so much of it that it gets pushed out. So you might not see like I bet your favorite YouTubers like that you're like, oh, I haven't seen their travel videos for a while. They're still making content, but they've gotten kind of like, we put out 2 or 3 videos a week on this channel, and they're putting out like these AI channels put like 50 videos. You just can't. It's sometimes hard to get through. So I think that's one thing that's going to have to change because like YouTube doesn't mind the AI slop because people still watch. And with the AI slop, they don't have to pay them any of the ad revenue, so they get 100% versus if they put it like on our video, they only get 45% of it. So for them, it's like, hey, why not? But I was at a YouTube conference here earlier this year, and there's one of those things like they see it's a problem, but doing much yet, but they're looking into it. And I think once people stop watching it because they're tired of it, then they'll do something that will start eliminating some of the AI. The AI stuff's getting, some people don't realize it. If you're ever not sure if it's AI, if it goes from like a ring cam or a CCTV thing, it's probably AI now. So anyway, yeah, let's see. Michael, hey Mark, as a first-time traveler to Berlin next year, do you have any must-see sites outside the Reckonovar YouTube? Many thanks. You're only there for 3. If you only have 3 nights, like I would say, I would use one of your days to go out to Potsdam, the Park Sanssouci. I would do that, and then I would do Museum Island to see the museums there. Go to the East Side Gallery, see those things over. You see that over there, and then hit Kreuzberg to eat like Turkish, Greek food. There's fantastic international food there. So.
Some of the best, maybe the best Greek food I've had outside of Greece, other than my Yaya's kitchen. Cats are God. Do you ski?
No, I only break, but I don't ski. I break bones. So, Darian was saying there is an awesome Bavarian restaurant in Bonaire. I made a video there a few years back. Thanks, buddy. And yes, we'll see you. We'll see you in March. Yeah, I saw your comment earlier.
And we very much trust Darian's opinion.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Michael said, "Have you not been to Australia yet?" I haven't. Mark lived there.
Yeah, I was an exchange student there back in the DAY. Greenland. Yeah, we missed out on Greenland. That was one thing. We're in Iceland. We could have flown over to Greenland, and we didn't do it. I was like, My favorite, I actually like the one in Bamberg. I go there a lot. But what I liked in Bamberg is they had their main one, but then on the weekends they would have like a medieval one too, like up by the cathedral, which was kind of cool. See, Lily said Bhutan, that was theirs as well.
I'm glad.
Oh, Arnold, excited to hopefully see a Honduras video. Yes, we thank you for the super chat. And yes, we will have a Honduras video out there. Liam and I were going to go in February, but then Liam was like, but I want to see my brother. I'm like, well, maybe you'll see him enough over the holidays and we'll get to go there. But we're planning to go into February for a little bit when Jocelyn's doing you're going for
I'm taking an iconography class.
Yeah, so she's going to be doing that. So I thought him and I would go down there because he has like a 5-day weekend. So we just fly down for just a little bit. But he's like, all right, could go see Caleb. I'm like, all right, we'll go see Caleb. But maybe they'll see each other so much during the holiday break when Caleb's home over the holidays. He'll be like, I hate it. I don't want to hang out with him. So maybe we'll get together.
Bored with him.
Yeah. So, but we have that. Honduras is on the map. So he's on the thing. Henry, thank you again for the super chat, my friend. I totally agree with you too on the whole favela tour thing. Even videos and articles that say how to travel the world for free. Those are annoying. Oh God. So I have a video saying like flying, why travel for free is a lie, gets no views because no one wants to hear that. And all those people that are talking about the credit card points, you have to realize when they go below, they have the signups and then they get points for you signing up. So then people clicking on that, they're making it that way. They don't mention that sometimes because, it's not an affiliate program. Yes, it is. You're getting the points. And what ends up happening is you end up on this credit card where you pay off this credit card with this credit card, and they act like you don't ever have to pay it off because you're just paying off another credit card. Do you want to have 30 credit cards? Like for the points, is it worth it? Because guess what? When you go to your bank to try to get a loan for your house or your apartment, it's going to look kind of weird. You still have to pay it off eventually. So that's some really bad financial advice. I get really upset with those because they prey on people's like one of a quick hit, quick fix when it's not that way.
Yeah.
Bills fans back. If I've already been to Prague, but have 3 days in the Czech Republic and really want to go see Brno and Český Krumlov, am I worth just staying in Prague anyway? No.
Go see them.
Český Krumlov is too far. I would stay in Český Krumlov. Brno's
you can
down.
do that in a day, can't?
Well, you
but
can.
He's already been to
Yes, I'm saying
Prague.
we're saying Prague's going to be the thing.
I've already been to Prague.
Yeah, so is it worth just staying in Prague anyway and then going to those?
Oh no, go down and stay there.
Český Krumlov, I would stay. Brno, you could, like if you're taking the bus or the train up from Vienna, it stops there. And Brno's nice. I have a video on Brno that gives you the main stuff there, and they were redoing it then. I know it's even better now. So, sadly, we have not been to Mauritania, but hopefully one day we will. Let's see. Jim, I would be interested in watching you both do some geography content, GeoGuessr, flag quizzes, and that sort of thing. So I have a whole series I've been filming for like 15 years on the 10 facts about cities and countries around the world we travel in, but I film it like the intros and outros in the countries and the cities. I've never made any of them. And that was one of those things I thought about doing. I should have actually done that during COVID. And then have that going with the quizzes and stuff because we've looked into that about doing things because we got some new stuff that's going to be coming in the next year. So I don't want to give anything away, but there could be some activities coming. So Jim, some nice foreshadowing there, my friend. Now, Jocelyn, next up.
I picked that one.
Oh,
I wasn't ready.
Sorry. John wants to know if you ever gone to Southeast Asia. We have not. I taught in China and we went to Japan. So that's all we've done for Asia. I was an exchange student in Australia, so that there. But we haven't done Southeast Asia, which has gotten nailed. We had a wedding to go to, and then we had that pandemic thing, which kind of put a kibosh on our 2 Southeast Asia trips we had planned. But
it's also
we'll get there
kind of
eventually.
hard because when we have the most amount of time to like really spend time there for like we need like a month or more. And it's always really bad weather. Like when we're able to do that right now.
Because it'll probably change. With
Liam,
with like in a few years when Liam's out of the house, then it'll be different. We'll be able to do the right time of year. Because that's another thing is I get back to travel YouTube. I get frustrated with the people like, oh, I didn't know we needed a visa. Now we're trying to figure out how we're going to get in the country. Oh, what do we do? Like you're creating drama when you didn't need to create. Like that's the thing. It's like when they create the artificial drama. Oh no, we're gonna go to jail. Like no, you're not. You're saying that to get people. Like, but it works for them. It gets them millions of followers and millions of views, and it's BS. You know.
It's okay, honey.
So I don't know because I feel it's wrong for the people that are going to go travel because they get worried that that's a normal thing. No, it's not. It's not. Your airline literally tells you need to go get a visa. You need to check on this with your passport. If you don't have it, be ready for that. So that's why I roll my eyes sometime at those things. But yeah. So sorry.
Christopher wants to know. Hang on. I clicked on the wrong. It's one of. We watched your Jordan. Christopher says we watched your Jordan vlog. Did you go this year recently? And did you think it was safe? We were there in 2019.
No, we were there in 2023. We were there like 2 months before the October 7th attacks. Yeah. And so we have tons of Israel videos and Jordan stuff. And Jordan, I felt safe. You felt safe. We love Jordan. We wish we would have stayed longer in Jordan. Yeah, highly recommend it. Nights. Beautiful place. People were nice. The food was incredible.
Oh my gosh.
So
the food.
Yeah.
But that whole trip, I mean, we just ate like kings. I felt like I could eat like that region of the world is some of my favorite cuisine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we felt safe too. So we're on that. Anthony Ryan, thank you for being a member. Thank you very much. I work remotely. How hard is it to move overseas to stay in the EU? So now with the EES system, they're going to be monitoring you if you're 90 days out of 180. So you won't. It's not like before where you like hop over to England and start it over again. So it's going to be a bit different. So you're going to need to move around to like stay in England for a while, or the UK or Ireland, and then go to the EU, and then go someplace else. So it's not as easy as it was before. But you might want to look for the digital nomad visas for some places. Like I think Spain has one. So some of them have them, especially if you're making decent money. Then it's not as hard. It's not super easy, but it's doable. But that is something to kind of think about.
Okay.
Heidi Davis.
Do you think Albania would be a good place to move to from the U.S.? I don't know. I can't tell you about living there, but I sure enjoyed our time there.
We enjoyed our time there. I think if you're in Tirana, it's a very different than like living in some of the smaller cities and towns there. Tirana, you'd be fine if you like the American vibe. People are very nice. I mean, people are always like, Albania, you're gonna get robbed now. Like the only place you're gonna get scammed in Albania is like if you're on the coast. Otherwise, we really enjoyed our time there. I ended up filming even more videos than I thought about Albania because we had such a good time. Because usually you can tell, like if I only have like 1 or 2 videos on a place, it's like, okay, I got everything I need. But it's like, oh, you did the loves and hates and don'ts and shocks. And you have another video and a food video, another food video. And then like here, then I liked it. So Albania, like we literally were heading out of the country and like, I got to make another one. I got to do something. So I ended up doing some like, it was like Albania food, but it was like another Albania, not our what's eating Albania, but like food culture in Albania kind of stuff, which was kind of fun.
Patty Hernandez. Hi, Mark and Jocelyn. Is there something that you like to buy in France or Italy to bring home, food or souvenir? So always art. I mean, like, I don't know. I just picked one up off the wall and it's literally a 20 euro painting. And I mean,
And we have these all over
our house covered in them. Like whatever you can see over
Italy,
like behind
Italy,
us. Like,
Italy.
I mean,
France.
I did
Italy.
that one though.
Yeah, well, I still count that as
okay, you count. And the one
my
below it is
favorite artist.
That's right. So art, and I love to buy clothes, simply because I'm never going to walk into something and be wearing the same thing as somebody else because I got it at like I was talking about that little place in Brasov, Romania. It was a tiny little shop. I mean, not even as big as this room. And it was fantastic, but they're like local artists, local designers. Those are, and I really, it's on me. I went to school for art and, starving artists are a thing. And so I like to try to support them. And plus it's just unique things that your memories attached to. I always bring back, Mark, a thing of Bigoli when I go to Italy.
And when I go to France, I bring back a bottle of Picon. It's a liqueur you put in with your beer. It's very nice. Any chance of making Alaska videos of Alaska? Yes, actually, Liam and I were supposed to go down there, and that was another one that kind of got up there. Hey, if you go down, it's just a farther way around. You'll eventually get there. It's a circle. It's a sphere. Yes.
Is it? Is that
yes, that's how a globe works.
I don't think you can fly like that, baby.
So you can't. You have to stop. It's a long way to go. So George, just want to say hi. So to say I love the channel. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you. I recently went to Copenhagen and found it pretty perfect for me. Cool weather, big city vibes without being overcrowded. Yeah, that's just it. Like people are like, oh, there's over tourism stuff. All this over tourism. There's still plenty of places that aren't over tourism. We're actually going to Copenhagen. We're gonna be filming there again next year. So we're gonna be back there for that. So have a good time with there. Jim and Harriet, good to see you again. Have you been? Thank you for the super chat again. Have you been to any of these Stan countries? If not, which ones would you visit? Quiz, can you name them all? So we will get there. There was a few years ago, the Stans were all really pushing for like YouTubers and influencers to go. Like they reached out. I just couldn't because a lot of times they'll be like, hey, can you fly to Kazakhstan next week or Uzbekistan next week? And I'm like, I have stuff planned out and I have a day job. Like I can't just pick up and leave, whereas some can. So I remember that was going on. I think Uzbekistan is probably the one I want to go to the most because when I did my master's in Germany, I had a bunch of Uzbeks that were in my program. So it was like I had a bunch of buddies from there. So I got to like enjoy hanging out with them. Like I still remember us sitting in the back of the classroom, like, and they had like a flat, like, well, no, they had a thermos, but I thought it was like coffee. No, it was vodka. We were sitting in the back of the classroom drinking vodka during class. I'm like, how did I finish that degree? But it was pretty funny. But yeah, no, that would probably be the one I want to go to the most. So and that's not necessarily like because what's there, it's because the people I know. It'll be really nice. So Michael, as a couple wanting to do a long-term trip through Europe in 2027, is there any way to beat the 90-day rule? No, because everything's tracked now. One of us is on a UK passport, one was on an Aussie passport. Okay, so your rules are different than ours, but if it's the 90 out of a 180, you're probably going to be screwed because like they counted how it goes because that's why they have that's the whole reason why that's their whole official reason why they created this system so people wouldn't overstay the 90 of 180. But I know there's going to be people that are going to find ways to go around it because it's a law. It's a thing. People always find ways around. I don't know any yet, but something to think about.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut that off.
Anyway, okay, it's fine.
Thomas has. I know you've been to Alaska several times, and I will obviously get in touch with you before we go.
Yeah. So Chase, 10-year anniversary coming up. Congratulations. Next year, we're thinking of doing 1 to 2 weeks in Europe, likely Italy, but what would you suggest? We've been to London, Paris, and multiple parts of Ireland already. Well, if you want to go to Italy and you got 1 or 2 weeks, I would, instead of doing the Amalfi, you can do the Amalfi, but instead of the Amalfi Coast, I would fly into Rome because that's probably going to be one of your destinations coming in. Fly into Rome, go down to Bari. It's like if you have the boot, it's like down here in the boot. Go to Bari, go to Alberobello and Matera, and there's a bunch of little towns there, and it's not as crowded. Super romantic, and it's not crowded like Amalfi Coast is, Like, and you don't have the vomit bus either, so it's nice. You have that. Then you come back up. You can hit Florence and see that, and then end up in Venice and fly out from there. Like, that would be a good 2-week trip right there. And it'll be romantic, but it'll be cultural, so you can get some romance and some eating in it as well. So that would be my kind of.
And Florence is a really foodie town too that I think is excellent.
So I'm good. We have to do North Pole. Antarctica, yes. We've been waiting for Liam to get a little bit older to do Antarctica, but that's coming. Iceland, yeah. There'll be a total. Oh, the solar eclipse next year. Yeah, that's true. Recommend Iceland for that. Favorite city in Scotland? Plockton!
Oh, yeah.
That little tiny village off the Isle of Skye. That
Super
would be
cute.
That was one we really enjoyed.
We did.
So, all right, we got a couple more questions we got to take off because we went on for about an hour, and Liam probably needs some help with stuff because he hasn't come down and had a lot of homework tonight.
9:15. He was not excited about geometry.
And I've been gone for 2 days, so though I can't algebra, I can still help with. Geometry, not so much. So, have you ever been to Cyprus? I've been to North Cyprus. What's funny is how the geography is. North Cyprus is like a desert, and the Republic of Cyprus is like green and lush. So it's not green and lush because it's still dryish, but it's like totally different. Go for my master's in the UK. So, for studying, Cyprus. It depends what you're going to study, honestly.
He's going to the UK. He's just trying.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, going to Cyprus is worth it. I would do Malta first, though.
Listen, if you're going to the UK to do your master's, you're going to have all sorts of cheap flights out of there. So you can take a lot of day trips all over the place. Like, I mean, weekends. Mark did a lot of that when he was doing his master's in Berlin, but you get a lot of cheap flights, especially out of like Stansted. That's a big one. Anyway, there you go.
All right. Last one. Jim, what's your go-to in-flight entertainment? Books, movies, work, etc. Jocelyn?
Books.
Does books. I myself beat Bobby Flay. That is what I watch. I will watch the entire season they have that. And when they took it off Delta for a year, I was really pissed. But it's back on. That is my go-to. I watch Beat Bobby Flay.
That's a lie. I mean, you do it, but you work.
Well, yeah.
You work. If it's a 9-hour trip, he's working 6 hours of it.
Yeah, because they only have 3 hours of episodes. But that's my go-to thing right there.
That's his fun
Now,
thing.
if I'm doing my little puddle jumper flight, doesn't have that, I will get my work with me, but I don't do anything because it's a 6 a.m. flight, Jocelyn.
Our 6 a.m. flights, our work is Jack and Ginger. With a Biscoff cookie.
Stirring it to make it go.
Dumped in.
Anyway, all right, my friends. Thank you for being on tonight. I appreciate you joining your questions and everything.
Hang on, I just saw this. We went to Minnesota.
Yeah, Shocks in Minnesota. Just put Waltersville, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it's got
because I spent my summers there as a kid, like north of Duluth.
Let's see how many views it has.
We don't not do Minnesota because that was big part of my growing up.
Yeah, because what happens is sometimes when you're looking for content, if it's older, they don't show it to you. Like, that's why you can literally search Waltersville, Don'ts of Germany, and not all the stuff will show up. So let me see. You can answer another question while I look this up.
Okay. So hang on. Victoria says, how many languages do you speak? ? Well, he's fluent in English, Spanish, German.
So I would feel, if you gave me a week to brush up, I would feel totally fine teaching classes in English, Spanish, German, and Portuguese.
Yeah.
I can go to the soccer match and hang out with my buddies in Italian is fine. I can be a nice tourist in Lithuanian and French. There you go. Yeah. So the 10 Shocks of Minnesota is out there, and it has lifetime. It's only had 92 views in the last month, but over the lifetime, it has 435,000 views lifetime. So there is a 10 Shocks of Minnesota by Walter's World to help out. All right, people. I wish you all the best. We'll try to do these every week or two. So stay on. I'll try to put the announcement up early in the day so you see those things there.
And if you all have questions, you can DM us on Facebook or either of our Instagram things
at Walter's World or at Jocelyn Walters World.
At Jocelyn Walters World. So let us know if you have like topics you really want us to cover. in these lives. I mean, usually we end up doing a lot of questions, but we're happy to do
Bring
that
in
for
topics. So,
Yep.
all right. Wish you all a fantastic rest of your Wednesday evening and have a great rest of your week. Bye.
See y'all.